Welcome into another edition of Inside Carolina Commitment Scoop. I'm Tommy Ashley. That's the legendary Don Callahan. Defensive lineman Peter Pesansky, 6'3", 265, out of Jesuit High School in Tampa, Florida, becomes another member of North Carolina's 2024 recruiting class. Don, tell us the history and tell us how Pesansky became a Tar Heel.
So Pesansky had a lot of offers starting a year ago, took a lot of visits, took some visits in January, but really his recruitment started in late January when he picked up scholarship offers from North Carolina and Oklahoma. And those two schools ended up being the two that he ended up focusing in on for the long run. He took visits to both in March, starting with North Carolina that opening weekend where he attended the UNC Duke basketball game and the Tar Heels opening spring practice. Then he hit up Oklahoma later on that month. He kind of sort of narrowed down to those two, even though he had kind of plans to visit some other schools. And then he returned to North Carolina for the spring game before he kind of went into deliberations and talking with his inner circle.
So 6'3", 265, he's got a little bit of size, certainly room to grow. What type player, what type athlete does Pesansky what attributes does he bring to this North Carolina program and the fit of the North Carolina defense?
So he's a little bit of a tweener. He kind of looks a little bit like a defensive tackle, but he plays hard off the edge. But really, I mean, this is a kid who, at his size, very athletic, moves very, very, very well. And I think a lot of that is because of his background. One, he plays lacrosse in high school, also plays some basketball, and both of his parents played basketball in college also. And he has a brother who's a quarterback at the FCS level. So he definitely has that in his blood, the athleticism, and not just from the football standpoint, but a lot of different sports. And I think you see that translate on the football field from his ability to kind of effortlessly move around. And he also has a nonstop motor. He's a kid who, from snap to whistle, is playing his heart out.
3-star, fair ranking for Pesansky at this point?
Yeah, the composite has him as a high 3-star, which I think is perfect because, as I mentioned, he's a little bit of a tweener, and that's because of he kind of lacks the ideal measurables for an NFL draft pick sort of thing, but he's an impact sort of player on the college level. So he's a kid that, according to rankings, should definitely be winning, being on all conference teams, and I think that's accurate.
Pesansky, 6'3", 265, Tampa Jesuit High School, the newest member of North Carolina's 2024 football recruiting class.